Lately, the story with this team has been simple. The defense had a rough opening stretch, but all of a sudden it's starting to look like the unit the Chiefs needed to be. You probably felt it watching earlier games. Some of those early snaps looked like a unit still finding itself after a tough outing against the Chargers. But if you watched the win over the Giants, you saw something different. Crisp tackling, better communication in the secondary, and turnovers that actually swung momentum. That's the kind of performance that covers up a lot of offensive hiccups. And it's exactly why the defensive side of the ball deserves the spotlight right now. If you've been following the chatter, analysts even pointed to that Giants game as the moment the defense looked like the Chiefs we recognize. It wasn't perfect, but it was a clear step in the right direction. Now, when a rookie starts to make noise inside a defense that's finally stabilizing, that matters. You don't want to get ahead of yourself and call it an all-out breakthrough, but you also don't ignore the film. In that Giants game, the way the secondary handled targets, especially when they were tested, gave you confidence that the coaches might have something to work with beyond the established starters. That's the backdrop I want you to hold while we talk about a specific name you've probably seen pop up in the headlines this week. The Chiefs' defense looked better overall, and part of that improvement was because of some fresh playmaking in the back end. Before we jump into the specifics, a quick favor. If you enjoy these breakdowns and want more daily content on the Chiefs, hit subscribe and help us reach our goal of 5,000 subscribers. Even one click and a like takes us closer. I'll keep these short, sharp, and focused on what matters to you as a fan. Now, quick poll for the pinned comment. Did you think the defense looked better against the Giants? Yes or no? Drop your vote and tell me why. In one sentence. That simple interaction helps build the conversation, and I read every comment. Okay, why does this defensive uptick matter in practical terms? It buys the offense room to breathe while they iron out their issues. It gives the coaching staff options in late-game situations, and crucially, it creates a space where a rookie can be tested without being thrown into the fire. When the defense plays well, coaches feel more comfortable rotating young players in to see what they have in live situations. That's how you find surprise contributors and how depth becomes meaningful late in the season. In short, a healthy defense equals development opportunities, and that's what we saw a hint of in that game. If you've been paying attention to the Chiefs' rookie crop this season, one name has started to pop up for a reason. Null Williams. The third-round pick out of California isn't a household name yet, but after Week 3, he earned a spot on the PFF rookie team, and that tells you something. For a rookie cornerback to make that kind of recognition early in the season, especially in a defense that's just finding its footing, it's worth taking a closer look. In the Giants game, Williams saw meaningful snaps and didn't just fill space. He made plays that stood out on tape. The coverage numbers alone were impressive for someone just learning the ropes of the NFL speed, showing that he's got the awareness and athleticism to compete at this level. Williams' snap count is particularly telling. He didn't play every down, but the reps he got were enough to make an impact and show the coaching staff they can trust him in specific situations. When the Giants targeted his side, he allowed minimal yardage and stayed disciplined, which is exactly what you want to see from a developing cornerback. And remember, this isn't just about raw talent. It's about execution, decision-making, and staying on the field without giving up big plays. That combination is rare for a rookie, and it explains why analysts highlighted his performance after Week 3. Now, here's something to consider as a fan. Seeing a rookie earn snaps and recognition like this isn't just about immediate results. It's about what it signals for the rest of the season. The Chiefs have a chance to integrate him gradually, give him high-leverage situations without overexposing him, and potentially develop him into a consistent contributor. And if you like seeing rookies rise through the ranks, as I do, it's exciting because it adds depth and flexibility to the roster. I want to hear from you here. Do you want the Chiefs to give Williams more snaps right away, or let him develop slowly? Type more snaps if you're ready to see him in heavier rotation. or let him develop if you prefer the coaching staff to phase him in carefully. Every vote counts, and it's fun to see what other fans think about his potential. Also, if you're enjoying these deep dives on emerging talent, take a moment to share this video with another Chiefs fan. These rookies can change a season, and being part of the discussion early is half the fun. Williams is showing that he can compete in the NFL, and if the coaching staff leans on him just a little more, we could be talking about a breakout by the end of the season. Stick around, because next, we'll break down why giving him more snaps could be a game changer for the Chiefs' defensive depth, and what the upcoming matchups will mean for his growth. Now that we've seen what Null Williams can do in limited action, the next question is all about matchups and growth. The Chiefs have a solid cornerback rotation with guys like Trent McDuffie and Jaden Hicks. But the beauty of a player like Williams is the depth he adds, and the options he creates for Andy Reid and the defensive staff. When a rookie steps up and shows that he can handle live snaps, it gives the coaches flexibility to rotate players more strategically, rest starters, and keep the defense fresh. More importantly, it allows them to test Williams in higher pressure situations without risking the integrity of the unit. Williams' next tests aren't going to be easy. The Chiefs have some challenging matchups coming up, including games against elite receivers and mobile quarterbacks who force corners to make quick reads. The Ravens, for example, present a unique challenge. Their passing game is fast, aggressive, and designed to exploit any gap in coverage. That's exactly why integrating Williams slowly but meaningfully is critical. You want him to see real NFL competition, but you also don't want to throw him into situations where he could be exposed too early. It's a balancing act, and the Chiefs' coaching staff seems willing to manage it carefully. Another factor is how Williams fits into the defensive scheme. He's shown that he can handle both man-to-man and zone responsibilities, which is huge for versatility. That means he could line up in different packages, cover a variety of targets, and give McDuffie and Hicks a breather when the snaps pile up. That kind of rotational flexibility can keep the defense humming through a grueling season, and it's something Chiefs fans should be excited about. Here's where I want your thoughts. If you were calling the defense, would you trust Williams in single coverage on top receivers just yet? Yes or no? Drop your answer in the comments, and explain your reasoning if you want. These discussions aren't just fun. They help us all understand the tactical side of the game and how rookies are evaluated week by week. Finally, think about this from a bigger picture perspective. If Williams continues to get meaningful reps and perform well, it sets the stage for a stronger, more adaptable defense over the long haul. Andy Reid and his staff can integrate him gradually, monitor his development, and make decisions based on actual game performance, not just practice or preseason hype. That's the kind of calculated approach that turns a promising rookie into a reliable contributor. So far, the early signs are encouraging, and the rest of the season could tell us just how much of an impact Williams will have. So, what does Null Williams' early performance really mean for the Chiefs this season? At a glance, it's a sign that the defensive depth is improving and that the team has more options than we might have realized just a few weeks ago. When a rookie can step in, hold his own against NFL competition, and even earn recognition from analysts, it gives the coaches confidence to rotate players more effectively. That rotation keeps the starters fresh, creates matchup flexibility, and, most importantly, builds a foundation for sustained defensive success down the stretch. For fans, this is exciting for a few reasons. First, it's a glimpse at the next wave of contributors who could become long-term fixtures in the secondary. Second, it adds a layer of intrigue to each game. Watching Williams face different targets and matchups becomes something to track closely. You start noticing subtle improvements in technique, awareness, and communication, and that's the kind of stuff that turns a promising rookie into a dependable starter. Third, it keeps the defensive unit competitive, even when injuries or other challenges arise, which we know is inevitable over a full NFL season. Looking ahead, the key things to watch are his snap counts, the type of coverage he's assigned, and how he performs. Against top-tier receivers, Each week will tell us more about whether the coaching staff sees him as a situational option or a player they're confident enough to trust in high-leverage moments, and as fans we get the fun of weighing in on those decisions, predicting outcomes, and seeing firsthand how a rookie's growth impacts the bigger picture. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. In one word, how would you describe Williams' potential starter, role player, or project? Drop your answer in the comments. Every vote and comment helps build the discussion and gives us a better sense of how the Chiefs fan base views this emerging talent. Finally, if you enjoyed this breakdown and want more updates on rookies, defensive matchups, and Chiefs news, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're so close to reaching 5,000 subscribers, and your support really helps the channel grow. Share this video with a friend who loves watching young talent develop, and keep following along because this season is shaping up to be full of surprises, and Null Williams might just be one of the most exciting storylines to watch. The Chiefs are building depth, and with players like Williams stepping up, there's reason to be optimistic about how this defense could shape the rest of the year.